everyone, Soundwave884 here, another Transformers video. In this video here, I'm actually going to review, or not review, but I'm going to rank the live-action Transformer films in my little tier maker list here. Now, I did something like this last year, but I included the animated films, the original 1986 Transformers. Now, I'm going to exclude it from this video because I know where I'd put that film at the top, but I want to focus mainly on these live action movies for this tier maker ranked playlist list. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I got my little thumbnails down here and I got some little words on the side. As you can see, top is pure entertainment. Underneath that we have a good time. Underneath that we'll have watchable. That's in the middle, you know. Then below that, loud noises. And then at the bottom, rather be watching GoBots. And I hopefully none of these movies will rank that low. Hopefully. We'll find out, right? And before I get into the meat of the video, if you'd like to help this channel out, or help me out anyway, if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button down below. Again, help the channel out. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what your favorite Transformer live action movies are, from first to last, or favorite to best to worst. Yeah, do that way. I have links down in the description below where you can pre-order Transformers from Amazon, Entertainment Earth, and stuff like that. And also, that will help my channel out, as I might earn a small percentage of anything that is sold through those links. Also, I do sell merchandise. I do have this shirt I'm wearing here. Down in the description below, you can go click that and you can order that. That's my channel shirt. Also, I do have the membership thing. I don't really offer that right now because I don't have enough members to really do anything. And most of the members I do have are just other content creators. So it really doesn't really, I don't have anybody who's really not a content creator as a member of the channel. I do offer channel memberships, and as that continues to grow, I will be offering more exclusive things to channel members. Now let's get to the meat of this video, and that is ranking these live action films. So what we're going to do is start from the very beginning. We'll start from the 2007 film, go to The Last Night, jump to Bumblebee, and go now to Rise of the Beasts. Now, I'm not really expecting this video to do really big numbers or anything on watch. It's just something I wanted to do because live action films nowadays really aren't as popular as they once were, especially when the first three came out. Maybe up to Age of Extinction. They are now just the butts of many jokes and stuff online. They get a lot of still hate and stuff. But we'll go ahead. Start with the Transformers 2007 film. I don't know where I ranked these last time. It's been over a year, and my likes and dislikes can change or fluctuate from time to time. Transformers 2007. Overall, it's a decent film. Too many humans, but the Transformers themselves start the movie off pretty. I like the barricade stuff at the very beginning. Not barricade, my god, blackout stuff at the very beginning, and towards the end, it gets more Transformers. It's good. I don't mind them holding it back a bit because the not the creation, but when they find out the revelation of these Transformers to the humans is kind of what makes that movie. The shock and awe of these big, huge robots showing up on Earth. So I think that's kind of what makes the movie. Even though I would rather still have more Transformers to human screen time. So we'll watch this one. We'll put that one. Man, I'll say a good time. I think I'm being generous. I really want to stick it in watchable, but I just think some of the scenes, like the blackout opening, and some of the stuff at the end. No. We're gonna bring it down to watchable. We'll bring it down to watchable. In a way, it's become more of a let's fast forward through parts of the movie. The humans are okay. They're not as outlandish as they will become, especially in the next one. So I think this is an okay spot for it. Watchable. It could really go in a good time because you can sit back and just grab you some alcoholic beverage and popcorn, and you could enjoy it as a good time. So it really could go either a good time or watchable. But I'm gonna leave it in watchable for right now. I might change it by the end of this video. Next, we got Revenge of the Fallen. Came out 2 years later, 2009. But we had a writer's strike that sort of hindered this movie. So this movie is probably the most Michael Bay of all these movies because he had, I think, probably the most. He's the director, but he had to kind of go based on things because the writer's strike was going on, so he had to just do stuff. So we get a three-man team writing this one. We gain Aaron Kruger with Kurtzman and Orchie, yeah. So it's all over the place. This movie's more about set pieces than actual flow of story. but it does have some of the battle. I'm trying to put better and battle together. Better battle or better fight scenes. Better than the first one. You can actually see stuff what's going on, especially in the forest battle. I think that is probably the best scene in the entire movie. I don't mind the long, drawn out end of the movie. Well, the biggest problem in this movie is the amount of jokes, sexual jokes, and just over the top jokes. And I think that's what hinders this movie. It's probably the more adultish based on jokes of the first two here. So I'll take this one. I'm going to put this one in loud noises. Well, I think the forest battle and some of the fight scenes are really good. Again, way too much focus on the humans in the movie. Continuity going from the first second. That's one thing that these movies do not hold very well is any kind of no continuity from beginning to end, from one movie to the next, to the next, to the next. Next, we got 2011, Dark of the Moon. Of the live action movies at that time, I enjoyed this one more overall than the first two. I think because of this one feels more like an cartoon episode, just strung out into a long movie. We get a little more with the Transformers. They're in it more. We still got a lot of humans though going on in this film. The jokes are toned down, but they're still there. But they're not as outlandish as part two. But again, the human characters are just as outlandish. John Malkovich's character is pretty outlandish. But this one here, to me, is the more, I don't want to say serious, but the Chicago takeover is pretty adultish, I guess. That's probably the most, I'll say gruesome. And we get bones and stuff and dead people everywhere. I'd say that one overall might come out as being the most violent, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And overall, I enjoyed this one. So I'm going to put this one at a good time. Out of the first three, I think that third one is the better of the first three. Again, we get some decent transformation sequences in the movie. Nothing too big, because nothing really standing out to me right now. Whereas I still think the stuff in the first movie, you get a little more of that shock and awe. This movie, though, I think from beginning to end has a more flowing storyline you can kind of pick up. But losing Megan Fox's character and gaining a new character, what is based on a G1 character of Carly, it's just jarring when you're trying to watch these movies together. Real life things made the movies change. All right, so we'll go to the fourth film because Bay thought he was done with Dark of the Moon, but I think all the Paramount and all the execs like, hey, money, make a fourth. So they made Age of Extinction. It's actually a decent progression from Dark of the Moon to this film. You actually can see this Dark of the Moon affecting what happens in this movie. It is really probably the most continuity or direct sequel I would feel from the movie to movie. I'll get introduced to one of my favorite villains of Lockdown in these movies. He makes the movie Lockdown. I think it more focused on the Transformers. They have a little more lines. They're in it more, but we do lose out on the transformations. Now we have Mark Wahlberg taking over for Shia, and so again, it has the famous joke with the sex law, minor law for sex stuff coming up. So that gets pointed out over everything else in the movie. Dinobots are in it, very end. Nothing too big there with them, but they do help turn the end battle. We get Galvatron instead of Megatron. We get those weird transformation sequences. There's a lot of hit or miss in this movie. To me, it's Lockdown and Prime, and the rest of the movie is just the rest of the movie. So I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, and on repeated viewings, the enjoyment goes down. I just like Lockdown pretty much out of this movie. So we're going to put this one here at Loud Noises. Moving on to the fifth film. This one had a whole bunch of cooks in the kitchen as they wanted to make a big universe now, because Marvel, MCU was going strong. Like, we need to do. Everybody wants to do this. Let's all jump on this bandwagon here and do things like this. They got rid of Kruger, had all these new writers. End of Age of Extinction was Prime going to look for the creators. They had it was plural, and he just flies out in space and then just freezes. Good job, Prime. So they had a lot to work with. I just feel like they dropped the ball from one to the next one, and it's again more focused on Mark Wahlberg and that female character. Transformers are in it, but it's just I know I think I made a comment before. I've seen it once. No, that's a lie. I've actually seen it twice. I went with my wife on the first showing, and then my daughter wanted to see it, and my brother, he hadn't seen it yet, so I went with them and saw it again. So yeah, I've seen it twice. I did I bought the Blu-ray, and like I said, I watched the special features on the making of the movie because I'm interested in behind the scenes stuff. But I have yet to watch the movie or the Machinima series that came on it. I can't talk. So this one I'm going to put right here at rather be watching GoBots because I really have no interest to see it again. It has some cool parts in the movie. I can remember like Hot Rod's transformation when he dumps her out at Anthony Hopkins' character. That was pretty cool. The end fight scene between Prime, Galvatron, all that was pretty good. The most memorable thing about this movie to me was that they do callbacks to Dark of the Moon and all that with the spaceship on the moon. But the music, Jablonski's score through the first five movies, I think made the movies. That's probably the most enjoyable thing out of the last night to me. Now we move on to Bumblebee, set in the '80s as a prequel slash would it be like a reboot, requel? What do they call these things? Overall, the opening of this movie is the best Transformers you're going to get. And they do kind of splash that in throughout the movie. We see later on Prime doing more stuff. And it's very nice to see that. And we might be getting something like that with Transformers 1, but we're not getting Peter Cullen. We're getting other people because we're not getting Optimus Prime. We're getting Orion Pax. I guess he's going to transform himself into Optimus Prime. So maybe we get Peter Cullen at the end or something. Overall, Bumblebee was enjoyable movie. It was entertaining. A lot of '80s cheese in there. '80s montage you get with her fixing up Bumblebee. It was decent. Cena actually did better, but he went from being like he'd be serious in one scene to just making jokes in another. So, you know, I don't know if there's reshoots or whatever for the movie. It just kind of would come different, like he was playing two different parts. But overall, it was a good time. So Bumblebee goes in a good time. I don't know if anything's going to make pure entertainment. Now we got Rise of the Beast, and I just did my own little review on that last week. I think on the same day I'm doing this. Overall, like I said, I didn't have any expectations going this movie. It was the one movie I didn't try to follow what was going on. I would read stuff online. I see the headlines. I wouldn't even click the articles, which is probably not a good thing because headlines are always can be misleading. But I just like, I love Beast Wars when I was in college, but I'm not as much into Beast Wars. I mean, I like it, but I'm not diehard Beast Wars where I gotta have everything Beast Wars. I want more of the characters from G1 from Bumblebee coming over, and we did get that. And they did mention things from Bumblebee slightly in this movie. Overall, I think the Unicron coming out, while he didn't do much yet, maybe he will in a future movie because he's still alive, which is a good thing. Um, I should put there will be spoilers at the beginning of this, but this movie's been out for a while now, 2 weeks. So it's overall, I think, a good movie, a good attempt at something. The human characters are probably the most realistic and toned down humans we've got out of all these movies. I think maybe Bumblebee had that as well. But and the bigger Transformer film itself, I think we got the most toned down humans here. The less crude jokes and everything's gonna go. And then of course we get that big reveal at the end. Maybe we're gonna get G.I. Joe into this as well, which I not all into having everything be in the same universe. Why can't we just have our G.I. Joe universe and our Transformer universe? There can be benefits in intermingling them. I can see that, but I'd rather have it separate. That's just me. But we'll take this movie here, and so far I've seen it once, just once. I would want to watch it again, but I will wait till it's available to stream or something, or buy the Blu-ray. I'm gonna put this one there now as a good time. Nothing in the pure entertainment. If the G186 movie was on here, that would definitely be pure entertainment. And there's always a chance that Rise of the Beast could move up or down based on my repeated reviewings of the movie. So I'll just have to see what goes on from there. So this is my final list here. Pure entertainment. No live action transfer movies land in that. Like I said, if any of them did, oh god, it'd have to be just be Dark of the Moon. Even the ones in a good time could go to pure entertainment. If I could sit back with a bucket of popcorn if I don't have to fast forward, if I don't have the urge to fast forward through part of the movie, then I'm good. Dark to the Moon has that slightly, is because there's always a cut to Transformers. There'd be stuff going on with the humans, but then they'll cut and there'll be something going on with Transformers. Bumblebee might make me want to do that when it goes to a lot of the human stuff, like when she's at her job or doing things with those other teenagers. But at least some parts Bumblebee's there. Rise of the Beast, the one part that I felt dragged is when we got introduced to the human characters Noah and Elena, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and you just kind of. But that was fortunately at the very beginning of the movie. So once that passed, it passed, and the movie was fast paced pretty much from there on out. To me, from my recollection. So I'll look at my final list, see if I want to move anything. I still think 2007 Transformers, if I had made this a few years ago, or even right after that movie came out, it would be in a good time. I did watch it a lot. I guess because I was starved for Transformers entertainment, I would put it on at home a lot and watch it when I got the Blu-rays, DVDs, and all that stuff. I think it was DVD. I would watch it a lot, and I have my home theater system, so it'd be going all around me. I don't have that anymore, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at watchable. So, yeah, the last night for me is so far is the pure worst. Maybe if I watch it a third time's a charm. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can force myself to sit there again and watch it. Unless I said I got my finger on the fast forward button, skip button to start skipping stuff, skip scenes forward through the movie to get parts. Now I feel that way with Revenge of the Fallen. There's so much you got to fast forward through that. So Age of Extinction, yeah, there's some stuff you got to fast forward through there. Overall, they're all entertaining in their own way. I mean, you could have a good time with any of these movies, depending on how much you've done of other extracurricular activities before you started watching them, or while watching them. You could get you some alcoholic beverages and take shots every time something happens in a movie, and just get totally wasted just watching part of this film. All right, so that's my list or my ranking here. What is yours? You can let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, these are just movies. Have a good time with them. I'm not here to hate on them or to express my pure love and joy for these films or anything. They're everybody has a different opinion. Everybody likes something different. One man's trash, another man's treasure. We'll just see where it lands. Like I said, they're just movies. I'm not too hard on them. I don't think they rape my childhood. I don't think they ruined my childhood. I don't think they're pure garbage. And if you love one of these films, you're a pure idiot or anything like I see online all the time. Everybody can love what they love. I enjoy horrible horror movies, but it's just a good time. You're just there to relax and be entertained, and that's why I want to watch movies for, to be entertained. Now, do I want to watch a thought provoking movie? Not with Transformers per se. I want to be entertained. I want to see big robots on screen beating the crap out of each other, and I got that in most of these movies. So I'm not complaining on that. Would I wish they were more coherent? Yes. They had more continuity. Yes. If the characters looked a little bit better, of course I would. If they resembled more of their G1 characters, yes, but I'm a G1 person. Someone grew up with some other thing like Energon or Armada or Beast Wars, they're not going to care as much as how the G1 characters probably look. They're going to focus more on what their G1 is, what they grew up with, was. They're not going to focus as much. It's about everybody. Transformers is such a big pool. They got to pull from. I don't mind changes here or there. Anyway, I say thanks for watching. Until the next ones. Peace out.